Hola a todos, bienvenidos a un nuevo vídeo y bienvenidos chicos a un nuevo vídeo de Five Nights at Freddy's. Y bienvenidos chicos a un vídeo de reacción al canal. Y estoy muy contento porque los que os hayáis visto mi vídeo reaccionando a los vlogs parte 2 de los 4 youtubers que fueron al set de la película, donde vimos la máscara de torturas, vimos a Sparky, vimos a Ela, vimos un montonazo de cosas. 𝙍𝐿𝐾𝐄 al final de su vídeo dijo que subirían la semana pasada, pero al final ha tardado un poquito más en llegar, básicamente una especie de entrevista a los actores que están dentro de los trajes animatrónicos en algunas escenas. Y por fin chicos, lo han subido. No tan solo ha subido 𝙍𝐿𝐾𝐄, como estáis viendo aquí, sino que también lo ha subido 𝙍𝐻𝐿. Creo que es la misma entrevista, pero 𝙍𝐻𝐿 creo que la tiene mejor editada y tiene subtítulos. Así que en el vídeo del día de hoy vamos a reaccionar a la entrevista a los actores animatrónicos de la película de Five Nights at Freddy's. No creo que haya grandes revelaciones de la película, pero va a ser un poco interesante. Seguramente nos van a contar cómo hicieron para aprender los movimientos de los animatrónicos, alguna anécdota, cosas del set. Así que está muy interesante. Vamos a ver la de 𝙍𝐻𝐿 y luego vamos a ver por encima la de 𝙍. La cortaré, supongo, si es literalmente la misma entrevista, así que no os preocupéis por nada. Así que bueno, en la descripción os dejo el vídeo de 𝙍𝐻𝐿 y el vídeo de 𝙍𝐿𝐾𝐄 y vamos a reaccionarlo. Hay subtítulos automáticos en español y subtítulos puestos por 𝙍𝐻𝐿 a mano también dentro del propio vídeo. Vamos a darle caña, vamos a empezar con el de 𝙍𝐻𝐿 y a ver qué tal chicos. También The Game Theorist, bueno, The Film Theorist creo que ha subido una teoría de la película de FNaF. Hasta donde sé creo que está bastante bien y edita súper bien, así que no sé, dejadme en los comentarios de este vídeo si queréis que la reaccione. Puede que más tarde a la noche también subamos una reacción a ese vídeo. Lo malo es que está en inglés, pero con los subtítulos automáticos y yo os lo voy traduciendo sobre la marcha. Creo que es una teoría bastante buena. The Game Theorist, bueno, es con sus fumadas de siempre, pero creo que es lo que más mola, ¿no? Así que bueno, dejadme en los comentarios si queréis que reaccione a la teoría de la película de The Game Theorist. Puede que esta noche en unas horitas lo tengáis, que creo que es un vídeo teoría que une un poco todas las teorías que tenemos por ahí pululando de la película de FNaF, ¿vale? Así que vamos a ver el vídeo de 𝙍𝐻𝐿 sobre la entrevista a los actores. Los subtítulos creo que los he puesto arriba porque abajo están los de 𝙍𝐻𝐿, así que si los veis arriba es por eso, ¿vale? Vamos a darle caña.
Hey guys, today is a very special video where when we were at the set back in March for the FNaF movie, we were given the chance to interview the 3 actors who play Freddy, Bonnie and Chica.
Se traduce bien, se traduce bien.
Jade and Jess.
Claro, para los que no sabéis, en algunas escenas no son animatrónicos, sino que hay personas dentro. Yo os juro que me dicen que siempre son animatrónicos y me lo creo, o sea, lo hacen súper bien. Y bueno, van a entrevistar a Jade Martin, que está en Bonnie, a Kevin Foster, que está en Freddy, y a Jessica Weisz. Jessica Weisz, que está en Chica.
If you didn't know by now, in some of the scenes in the movie, they are inside the animatronic suits, pretending to be the animatronics with their robotic movements, which is incredibly difficult in a suit that big with a heavy robotic head above you. They did such a fantastic job. After watching the movie, I didn't even see when they were in the suits at all. I didn't realize that there was people inside of the suits.
𝙍𝐻𝐿 dice, no me di cuenta de que había gente en los trajes. Es que es literal. A mí al menos me parece increíble. No, del pego completamente.
Suits, and they were Kevin, Jade and Jess. On the final day, we asked if they wanted to do an interview, and they said yes. So,
y claro, como le hicieron la entrevista en el último día, no está 8-bit Ryan, porque 8-bit Ryan se tuvo que ir antes del último día. También está 𝙍𝐻, pero él no ha subido vídeo, así que...
Here's the video finally. At the end of the video, they try and teach us the animatronic moves, and we absolutely fail. So, something fun to check out at the end as well.
Hello. I tell you what, the easiest way to do it is start off by introducing yourself to everybody.
My name is Jade and
Bonnie.
I play Bonnie.
Excellent.
I'm Kevin Foster and I play Freddy Fazbear.
Soy un poquito flojo porque la calidad es un poco horrible, pero no puedo subir más el volumen.
And I play Chica.
Awesome, awesome. So, I suppose we'll just go from
Creo que por eso 𝙍𝐻𝐿 le puso subtítulos, pero soy un poco mal.
the very beginning. How did you hear about the job?
Well, Andy, the stunt coordinator,
Yeah.
who you've met, there was a conversation between him and one of the producers about who's going to play the characters. He said, put stunt people in the suits. It's
Yeah.
a great idea. And so when it's
Claro, o sea, eligieron especialistas random para los trajes.
when you're looking in the stunt community to fill roles, it really falls on the stunt coordinator. So Andy basically said, well, who's the right sizes and
Le cogieron a gente alta.
have the skills to do this type of performance, and he landed on us and basically just called us up to, hey.
Me hace gracia que Bonnie y Freddy sean chicos y Chica sea una chica, porque es en plan, no es para nada necesario, nadie va a ver quién hay dentro, da igual que se mueva una persona u otra, pero así han cogido a dos chicos para Bonnie y Freddy y a una chica para Chica, es muy random, pero es gracioso.
Got this movie.
Okay, so you guys are actually stunt
Yes.
performers. Oh, okay, that's awesome.
O sea, son especialistas de cine, qué guapo.
Yeah, it's really one phone call. It's like, you know this game, Five Nights at Freddy's? I'm like, yeah, I've heard of it.
Ya habían oído del juego.
I did hear of it a little before because I have an 8.5-year-old son. So,
Ah, por su hijo de 8 años.
And I said, hey, Brayden, you know Five Nights at Freddy's, right? He's like, yeah. I don't play it, but as soon as this job came up,
You had to go.
we started playing it.
That's very different to what
Y empezaron a jugar.
Because it seems like what you do on stage is quite robotic stuff. You don't do any like high octane kind of stuff. So it's just basically like doing the robot on stage. So is that more chill for you or is it?
Claro, tuvieron que aprender el robot,
Pretty heavy, isn't it?
literal.
It is deceptively hard to stand still.
Es muy difícil mantenerse en pie, o sea, es muy difícil quedarse quieto. Porque pesa mucho.
Really,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like we're trying to stand still, and I kind of look through whatever cracks I don't know how you guys do it. I look through whatever crack, and I see the background move just a little bit. So it's constantly flexing and releasing, flexing and releasing. Try to stand still, because as soon as you kind of waver or breathe or something like that, it gives away the
Yeah.
And that was from the get-go. Emma, the director.
Claro, porque dice que a la mínima que respiras o intentas hacer algo se nota mucho que hay alguien dentro. Y por eso tienen que quedarse muy quietecitos.
Was really, really adamant that she does not want to give away that humans in suits.
Claro, Emma también se esforzó para que no se notara que hay gente dentro y lo hizo increíble. Yo no lo noto. O sea, yo no llego a ver imágenes detrás de las escenas ni nada y me quedo 100% que son animatrónicos.
No breathing.
O sea, no sabría deciros cuáles escenas son de animatrónicos y de personas en la película, si os lo digo. No sabría decir cuál es cuál.
You know, I was
Hold your breath.
No pueden respirar en el traje.
a proper deep breathing.
The good thing is there's a little bit of space between
Yeah,
the suit
yeah.
and us. So, you know, you've got room to move.
Hay un poco de espacio dentro.
For you, Jess, because you have to hold that cupcake.
Yeah.
Claro, ella tiene que aguantar el
The
cupcake.
cupcake that I hold is a stunt cupcake, so
Claro, pero el cuando ella estaba en el traje y sujetaba un cupcake, era un cupcake de pega, para que pesara menos.
it weighs less than the animatronic one.
Okay.
And so, but it's still heavy. The way I hold it, the way that they've rigged it is that there's a bar, so I put my arm in it like this.
Oh, y hay una... O sea, tiene un guante especial. Por eso el cupcake tenía un guante de chica pegado. El guante tiene una barra por dentro y ella solo tiene que agarrar la barra para más estabilidad. Oh, qué bueno.
Okay.
And I can hold it like that.
Yeah.
But still, it's working a lot of muscles, so it's like
Yeah.
holding like a dictionary.
What about the
Como
guitar?
sujetar un diccionario.
Actually, it is. It's like
La guitarra es masiva, la de Bonnie.
like hard foam.
Es de espuma dura.
Probably 7.5.
Unas 7 u 8 pounds, que no sé, es un pound, es como libras, ¿no? 7 pounds a kilogramo. 3 kilos la guitarra. Sí, son libras. Tío, los americanos con tal de no usar los kilos y los metros, yardas, pies, pulgadas, libras... Con tal de no usar la medida ya internacional, se miden con cualquier cosa que se encuentra. Es increíble, tío.
And definitely if the strap one day, yesterday, this guy came in, and all of a sudden my whole head went sideways. I'm like,
Ah, la cuerda le giraba la cabeza.
It's funny when there's something wrong like that. It's like we have no idea what's causing it because we can't see anything.
Claro, y como no pueden ver nada, no saben qué está causando eso.
It's like my head once, like yesterday, my head for some reason wanted to turn sideways.
Mi cabeza por alguna razón quiere girar hacia un lado.
I don't know what's going on. And it turns out the chin strap had gotten
La correa.
on just one of the four sides. And it's like, okay, let's try this. You know, until you fix it, you have no idea what the problem is.
And is the microphone built into the hand? Do you feel that weight at all?
I don't. It's all foam and it's
El micrófono es de espuma y nota el peso.
really light.
Yeah, it's very deceptive, the suit. I had a feel of the suits, they're very light. But I'm guessing the heads, they're very heavy, right?
The head is
they're heavy and you know the range of motion is smaller than you all.
No puedes girar mucho la cabeza, pesa mucho también.
It definitely, I mean, I've definitely felt muscles building. Just this last one release.
Se ha estado haciendo fuerte los músculos del cuello.
They're just pushing trying to keep it.
Free massages on Blumhouse, right?
I think that's a great
I think
idea.
that's
It was really nice to have that first weekend after working like 3 or 4 days straight. So, okay, let's chill, let the pain go away, get the hot tub.
So,
Tienen
moving
que ir
on from
descansando
that,
para que no
depending
se
on
cargue
your
¿no? mucho el
activity,
peso.
You have set times you're allowed to be in the suit. Because obviously, you
Claro,
go
y
as
tenían
long as you
descansos.
want.
Esto ya lo vimos.
You could
Más o
go
menos
through, like,
están unos 20 minutos como máximo antes de descansar. Más o menos. No hay un tiempo límite obligado, pero sí unos 15-20 minutos. Más o menos.
Okay, now we've reached the 15 minute.
Yeah.
And it's from the time you put on the heads.
Yeah.
And then we'll kind of time it out.
Bien.
We'll push it. There's no legal binding from SAG or from
Yeah.
any kind of organization. It's just through Andy's
15 minutos.
saying, okay, how long do we want to spend in these? Okay, 15, 20 minutes.
15-20. Lo que he hecho, entre 15 y
You know,
20.
we can get a shot or two in and then let's take the heads off.
Yeah.
And it does depend on what we're doing too. Some movements or positions are hard.
Depende de los movimientos y posiciones, claro.
And sometimes we do push it a lot, and especially too, you know, we've kind of been talking about it when we're on the martini shot.
Yeah,
We got
yeah.
one shot left. It's like let's just power through and get out of here, you know. But then there was another time where I was doing something that was really straining, and I think it was about 3 minutes.
30 minutos.
It's like, you know, I go one left, one more, last one.
Yeah, I heard you say that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, I didn't want to call it.
But I had to. I was
Lol.
like, yeah, it's really, you know, the 15 is a suggestion, and then we adjust from there.
But it's really nice because
Yeah.
when the 15 and 20 comes and they're like, oh, we have to get the heads off. We're like,
Tío, no sé por qué, pero sus personalidades son como las de los animatrónicos. No sé, me imagino que si no fueran humanos serían así. Es muy raro. Es como que ahora veo detrás de los animatrónicos estas personas, tío, es muy extraño.
It's like taking your shoes off after a long day.
Let the puppies breathe.
I noticed that it was like once I get out of the helmet or the head and the backpack, like my posture completely changed. I'm like, oh.
Cuando se lo quitan son como ya libres.
So how long did you spend?
Eso sé a lo que se refiere. Cuando yo llevaba el disfraz de Rogelio, era un poco igual. Era como... Claro, llevaba el disfraz de Rogelio, que ¿cuánto pesará Rogelio? Tal vez la cabeza pesa 1 kilo. Sí, la cabeza debe pesar 1 kilo. Y luego las partes del traje, en total a lo mejor pesaban 3 kilos, todo el cuerpo. Más o menos, o sea, no pesaba mucho Rogelio, pesaba muy poco. El traje, el cosplay completo, pero claro... Yo cuando iba a los salones del manga disfrazado, nunca me lo quitaba. A lo mejor no me lo quitaba en 8 horas el traje. Solo me quitaba la máscara para comer y beber agua. Pero era 8 horas de estar con el traje dando vueltas por ahí. No sé, mirando cosas de a ver qué quería la gente. Me acuerdo que compraba cosas con la cabeza y todo puesto. Era horrible. Luego cuando llegaba a casa, era como eso, te lo quitas y pareces una nube. Es como, puedo saltar al tejado si quiero. Sé a lo que se refiere. Yo también estoy en animatrónico.
We studied the games, watched some YouTube videos.
Han estudiado los juegos y visto vídeos de YouTube para los
We
movimientos.
had a 4-week rehearsal period.
Tuvieron 4 semanas para prepararse.
So the first week was, it's get in these things and see what looks animatronic, you know, and how they walk. Spend a lot of time walking, and a lot of time.
Primero se pusieron los trajes.
What we learned was the more you can isolate one joint moving at a time. When you start moving like 2 joints at a time, right, in 2 different planes, it's a giveaway.
Yeah.
Claro, si mueves 2 articulaciones a la vez, canta. O sea, si tú haces así, se nota mucho, ¿no? Pero, por ejemplo, si primero haces así y luego haces así, es como que no canta tanto, ¿no? O sea, no, en vez de hacer así, pues primero bajas como el de este y luego el otro. Y así es como que se nota mucho más que es un animatrónico. O sea, se nota menos que una persona dentro, ¿no? Mejor dicho.
Yeah, so we really try to isolate the movements.
Intentaron isolar los movimientos. Aislarlos.
There was a movement that you did that we just couldn't tell there was a person inside the suit at all. Like, I remember when we first met you guys, we were like, are there people in those suits? When someone said yes, I was like, oh my, okay, wow, you did a fantastic job.
That's hilarious, because I was sure that you guys knew.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
because nobody told us. I think they did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, ellos se pensaban que él sabía que había gente dentro, pero ellos no tenían ni idea.
Because they told us to not.
De hecho, cuando ellos vieron los animatrónicos dijeron, ¿hay gente dentro o son animatrónicos?
Yeah. So, but I was like, you know, and then when I opened my arms and I went like this, and you're like, oh, Bonnie wants to hug. And I'm like, yeah.
What's fantastic about that as well is that you guys are so in sync with the people who control the facial animation.
Yeah.
Claro, y se sincronizan muy bien con la gente que está con el control facial, con los mandos. Es que lo hace muy bien, tío.
So you lean forward, they kind of squint the eyes, they're trying to, you know, trying to look at us.
Yeah, and they're watching too. They're really focused
off
on
the
us,
side.
either off the side or in there. They've got monitors, so they can tell what our bodies are doing and match it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ven a todo momento.
Yeah, I could definitely hear it, and it's like, oh, it's like,
A
you know, I'll
ellos.
go down, I hear it click, click, and I'm like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
The eyes get in, I can feel the ears.
Nota las orejas moviéndose.
Almost crushed me to death. The face that they put.
Chica almost crushed you.
Sorry, Chica almost crushed me to death. The face that they put on you was absolutely sinister.
You gotta watch out for Chica.
Oh yeah, sure.
So did you spend a lot of time working with the robotic controllers at Jim Henson so that you were in sync with the person that you were
Not
with?
as much time.
No.
Yeah. They
Really?
were with us in the 4-week rehearsal period.
Yeah.
So
Parece
they
un poco por
had
separado
to
los que van con los movimientos de la cara. Ellos se ajustan a los movimientos de
That's
ellos.
what they do. And, you know, we're stunt people, and that's what we do, but they're puppeteers. So,
Claro. Los titiriteros son los que mueven las expresiones. Y ellos son los actores dentro de los trajes.
that all those movements and those eyes are professional coming through.
Yes.
Everything synced together so well, it all looked automatic. It looked really good, and everybody's perfectly in sync. And it looks like you spent years together working. It's incredible. I think we were saying earlier on that sometimes we would just walk around the corner to the little TV stations where we were watching the action that was getting filmed, and you'd have to think to yourself, are you in the suit or is it the robots?
Nunca se sabe, es increíble.
Is that spot on? It's going to be very difficult.
Yo sé, hay gente que dice que se nota mucho, que hay gente en los trajes. Yo esa gente no sé si está mintiendo o son las personas más perceptivas del multiverso, pero yo no os podría decir en mi vida cuándo hay alguien y cuándo es en plan animatrónico. A mí me parece que han hecho un trabajo de 10. La mayoría de gente opina lo mismo. Creo que lo han hecho muy bien. O sea, yo os juro que si notase que canta o que en algunas escenas se nota que hay gente dentro, os lo diría, pero es que no lo es, no es así. De hecho, os recomiendo ver mi vídeo de la opinión de la película. Ahí hablamos de esto también.
Yeah. Well, that would be a big thing. If it didn't work, you would break out of it immediately. The immersion would be ruined. You're like, that's a man in a suit.
Yeah.
But from what we've seen so far, and when we interact, especially when we interacted with you, when we got to meet you, like...
O sea, la gente que ve la película y dice que se nota mucho que hay gente dentro de los animatrónicos, Que nunca jamás vea Willy's Wonderland, por favor. Eso es horrible.
You weren't filming, but you were still in it, and that meant a lot to us.
Oh, good.
We got some really good moments on film.
It was probably the most fun I've had watching your reaction to meeting us in the suits. Everything we did, like, we got exactly the reaction.
That's good.
So because just before that, it was like they were all basically on the floor at some point. So that's why we were thinking, like, are they in there? Do you want to ask anything to this?
Yeah, because you've asked what I wanted to say. I'll just be the quiet guy. One thing I wanted to ask is, would you be able to teach us, like, give us like a tutorial on how to do the movements and stuff?
That'd be pretty fun.
We could teach you the 3 movements. And you
Right.
guys could do the
Okay,
Le van a enseñar los movimientos de los 3 animatrónicos.
Because that's an easy, because I think we all have like 3 movements, right?
Yeah, for the
Because that's really it, that dance, that dance and that whole thing.
Yeah. When the power, there was a certain thing that happened. I can't actually say what happened, but the power kind of comes on and all in sync came to life. And that was what kind of. Once again, we're like, are there people in those suits? Like, that was 2 wild times for that time.
Well, now we've got little earphones.
Oh, yeah, we have earphones.
So they've got microphones, and Andy is stunt coordinator, and the director, they can just...
Oh.
2 wild times for that time.
Well, now we've got little earphones.
Oh, yeah, we have earphones.
So they've got microphones, and Andy is stunt
Tienen
coordinator,
pinganillos.
and the director, they can just tell us what to do on the spot.
I think it's the fact that you boot up.
Right.
Like the robot,
Yeah.
like you would it, like
you can see
can we say Chuck E. Cheese? Can we say that? But yeah, you boot up like it is an animatronic show, one of these old school 90s, 80s diners, and you press the button, and then you just come.
And that was specifically something we rehearsed too.
Yeah.
Right? No, come to life. It says come to life. In the script. It's like, okay,
Literalmente. The fantasy and fun comes to life.
Yeah, there was basically, Andy and Kevin wrote up like a 53-page movement. Finally, that had all of the movements of
¡Hala! ¿Qué?
Finally, that had all of the movements of each of the.
Sí que había movimientos.
You just go through. Oh, this is the movement. You know, he needs to do on this scene, and this is the movement he needs to do on this scene.
Like a dissertation on movement.
Yeah, and so then we could just really go through and say, okay, now that's how we come to life. And that's how we do this. And then again, it's all about thinking what's in an animatronic costume. You know, like what is in that makes it do that? Is it like, you know, how do the hips move? So then that's how we have to walk. And how are they built here? So that's how we have to do that.
It's good if you're walking as well at one point as well. You just like it was just so spot.
For me, it was the hardest, the walk. It's definitely putting your mindset into, you know, being a robot. You know, you walk and you don't really think about it.
You just go, don't you?
And then it's like, okay, now I have to isolate and be a little bit jerky with the movement.
You did a great job. Obviously, we're not allowed to go into the specifics. There's so many things that we want to say we're not going to be allowed to say.
Well, we'll do it again after the movie.
That scene when Freddy did the backflip. He paused in the air.
All the things we wanted to say before but couldn't. But the hard thing about the walking too is it's hard to not move any other part of your body, to move as little as possible. So we're just flexing our entire body to maintain that it's one piece. And then just move the legs so we can go forward.
Complicado de hacer.
The slightest movement, just make it wiggle a little. And it's just...
You just can't do that.
Yeah.
Just it'll look human. And that's the opposite effect. No, but if you could show us some robo.
A ver, se viene.
We need some music.
We'll get the music in post.
Why don't we get into position and then one of you say, and action.
Okay. Stunt, double, take 1. And action!
¿Qué? No, son los animatrónicos, gente. Super canon.
Action!
Ah, lo hacen muy bien, tío. Mola Mola mucho, tío. Quiero un GIF de eso. Bad.
Alright, we ready? And action!
Bueno. Me esperaba peor.
More in the second movie.
Bueno, me esperaba peor,
Did we get the golden buzzer?
Got a new job, buddy.
No exits from us.
I don't know how you do that movement for as long as I can feel it here, and I'm not wearing any suit right
I'm not
now.
holding anything, and I'm still.
Yeah, I'm making it. Just do it, Matt.
We did a long one the first day,
Oh, yeah.
and we stopped and we're like, how long are they?
Oh.
It was like a minute and 45 seconds.
But
We didn't think it was that long, but they told us later. We're like, okay, we're not doing it. You know, the stunt coordinator was like, that's too long.
Yeah.
He called, he was like, end it.
Well, thank you so much for one, coming in on your day off to speak to us and do a little interview, and two, thank you very much for all your hard work so far. From what we've seen, everyone's going to love it. See if you can figure out when somebody is in a suit and when they're not, because I genuinely don't think people are
Literal.
going to be able to spot
Literal,
it. Is there anything else you would like to ask us? Not that we know anything.
We read the script, so.
Yeah, that's true. They know more than us.
You guys have all beat the games, yeah?
Yeah, we've beaten all the games. This guy's a master.
I might need help on night 5.
That's fine.
I'm stuck on night 5 right now.
Yeah.
So I may be giving you a call.
Hey, you gotta get that night 5 paycheck. That's the only way you're getting out of here.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
you gotta do
yeah,
that
not very
night
good
5.
pay.
I tried playing it on an airplane and I jump scared myself. Like, no, I can't. I was like, no, I can't. Everybody like looked around.
Have you guys got any socials you wanna? Are you just off grid?
It's all just us. I mean, it's all just our names. Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think my Twitter is actor Kevin Foster.
But we'll put all the links down in the description below, so you can go and find them all there.
Las redes
And,
sociales de
when it
ellos,
comes out, it's gonna be
que han
amazing.
publicado imágenes de todas las escenas. En el próximo vídeo de noticias de la película os lo enseñaré,
Thank you so much. Like, it means the world to us, so we're able to
que lo subimos mañana
see
seguramente.
these characters come to life, and just such amazing people as well.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah,
good to just be able to interact and get your point of view of things. It's just wild to think we played the games like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And then seeing it all come to life now, and like it was kind of emotional on the first day when we were watching. Because the very first scene we pretty much saw was the dancing.
Yeah,
The
that was
dancing.
so light-hearted. Yeah, we had
So-
tears in
so-
our eyes after that.
So yeah, thank you for all your great work. Yeah, I know from what we've seen, Scott's very pleased
Oh, good.
as well.
Yes.
Scott está muy contento también.
Yeah, oh,
As
yeah,
well as
he's
y'all.
good.
As well as you.
Muy chulo, muy chulo. Vale, dejad que eche un vistazo al de 𝐎𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐾𝐄. Haré un corte. Bueno, si hay algo nuevo, lo pondremos.
Links down in the description below, so you can go and find
Es la misma, chicos, es literalmente la misma
them
entrevista.
all there, and go
Es
see
lo
the movie
mismo
when it comes
todo.
out. It's gonna be amazing.
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That was the fun.
Sí, dura un poquito más porque él habla bastante más al final. Y aquí también pone en contexto y hace una intro más larga. Pero es literalmente es literalmente la misma entrevista de 𝙍𝐻𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐾. Así que bueno, eso ha sido todo, chicos. Es una reacción muy interesante. Hemos aprendido alguna que otra cosita nueva. Y ha sido sobre todo divertido, que es lo importante. Así que, chicos, os dejo los vídeos en la descripción para que les deis apoyo. Y nos vemos en un próximo vídeo de FNaF Freddy's, que no sé si os veré hoy o mañana, pero puede que reaccionemos a la teoría de Mapad. En fin, adiós.